What is it, Doctor?
The public health people have been studying samples of those affected, but they still haven't come up with the cause. I think it wise we send you to hospital.
Trialing substance after substance, try and find a poison that will harm the NDs. Predictably, containably, selectively, and repeatedly harm the NDs.
Nice one, Hillary.
Andy S. Holland.
Jim Radcliffe. It's my slow-witted henchman, Tuffley. We spoke on the phone earlier, remember?
Come and identify the body. Is this your wing commander, Friday?
That's him off the recruiting poster this year.
What happened to his face?
People will have to examine the body. Perhaps you and I could arrange that.
Have your commanding officer make a formal request through channels?
Look, I'm sorry. It's regulations. I can't say anything myself, but I'd like to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Friday might have been kind of mentally disturbed when he went AWOL. Maybe you heard of some incident or other he could be connected with?
No, I haven't.
I'm loading all the data from the few seconds the ND was in the hangar. We lost a lot of recordings when all that gear got smashed up, but maybe I can fill in some of the gaps.
Mum, it's me. Yeah, I know it's late. How's Emily? No, don't wake her. I just want to know she's okay. Just tell her I called. Tell her I miss her very much. Tell her I love her.
The ND cells in her blood are all dead. The toxin killed them.
This is it. We're on the ropes. Now we fight back.
General, it's only proved successful in the test tube. I still have to perform a trial on a living subject.
But we have no living ND flesh.
On the contrary, Drake, we do.
Last night when you looked at me, now you're trying to make me pass up the opportunity.
Think this through. We've no idea what the toxin will do to you.
Every day that goes by, I become more like one of them. This might be my only chance.
Amanda, I care about you, and I'm
You're full of crap! You care about me when I live up to your expectations. Let's get this done.
Down to us. Everybody's future. Not just hers.
There are puncture marks over her jugular veins. I want to check her subclavians. Puncture marks here too.
So how is she?
Oh, I think she's had the fright of her life. Yet, physically, she's 100% better than yesterday.
One of your patients got better. Now there's a first. So, this woman, Jenny Marchant. The ambulance turns up. She's not there. Now she's back wandering the streets. And this chap Friday.
The way he dissected his own arm certainly fits with his being mentally disturbed.
So where did that stuff on his face come from?
Out of our hands now. The army are doing their own post-mortem.
Air Force.
Whatever.
I'll interview Miss Marchant. Maybe this will help get some sense out of her.
This is an electromagnetic energy recording from the Hangar 12 encounter. And this is the trace corresponding to X-ray emissions. See, the height of the signal corresponds to intensity, and this scale along the bottom is time. You'll see our detector was swamped, a really high intensity emission at a wavelength around 5 times 10 to the minus 12 meters. But what's important for us is the leading.
Are you going to get me a detector? Yes or no?
Okay, it only takes a fraction of a second for a signal to build up. And what I'm hoping is that I can find some kind of tiny energy emission occurring just before that build-up.
A signal that'd give us some warning a portal's going to open.
Yeah, not just a warning. I mean, it would be possible to say where the portal would open and how big it would be. But I can't promise.
Are the toxins working?
General, the agent's only been in her system a few hours.
One of my best people has given herself up for this test of yours, and we need answers. Is it working?
With respect, sir, it would be a great deal easier if she wasn't preparing to go to Kirkhaven. Well, the blood and urine samples show no change as yet.
We'll keep having them sent back here, and I want an update on every result. Every result!
Friday was found floating in the reservoir.
This was no accident. He came here for a reason.
It's not just him. They're here.
Oh, and Field HQ picked up a report to the Office of Public Health from a doctor here.
What's happening?
Food poisoning or something, I don't know.
Well, we need to find out right now.
We could go through the local police. I've already made contact.
Detective Sergeant Holland. I'm Flight Lieutenant Chris Drake. This is Dr. Amanda Tucker. And I think you already know Flight Lieutenant Radcliffe. We've heard some people have been falling ill.
Well, how's that connected with your Wing Commander Friday?
Can we discuss it?
Sure.
Thank you, Detective Sergeant.
Call me Rebecca.
He always had pockmarks on his face.
Scarring from severe acne in adolescence. ND stigmata deposited in scar tissue, just like Tucker.
It wasn't just a brain implant. His whole body was being transformed.
None of the common causes make any sense in his case.
How about polycythemia? His body was transformed. It was being made to produce as large a volume of blood as possible. That ties in with the findings we already have. And it explains why he was made to bleed to death. His blood is the important thing.
There's some residual clots in the right ventricle.
And perhaps we're about to find out why his blood was so precious.
Jenny Marchant was the first to get ill. And then she turned up cured. Except she was muttering about monsters.
I'm sending her to hospital right away.
There's an agent present in Friday's blood.
Not bacterium, virus, or prime, an entirely unknown species. In hers, too.
Friday carried the disease in his bloodstream.
And into the water. Tim, find out if this disease is being reported anyplace else. What have you got on it?
Very highly raised urine, 5-hydroxindole acetic acid. Carcinoid.
Which is what?
Carcinoid syndrome is a tumor in the intestine that secretes large quantities of serotonin into the bloodstream. Serotonin is a substance used by the brain and the nervous system as a chemical transmitter.
But does it fit that it's affected so many people?
No, sir. Doesn't fit.
I just spoke to the hospital. My patient never got there, and the ambulance crew have been told not to say anything.
We haven't.
What's going on here?
We can't say.
Jim, if more people are being used...
We can't say.
This is more than just food poisoning. And if you know what it is, I need your help.
I get it. You've had a screw up with some kind of germ warfare. And Friday was part of it.
We hope we can rely on you not to start a panic about this.
People are at risk. I'll have to report it to my boss.
We haven't established the risk.
The public health people will have to know what they're dealing with.
No. This is a matter of national security. It's for the military to deal with.
This can't stay our little war. We need people to know, otherwise we stand no chance.
That's not for us to decide.
Amanda.
We're not doctors. Our medical scientists will give you some guidance.
You tell no one. Not yet.
We're giving them medical information, not letting them in and all the rest we know, and keeping the public health officials out.
My superiors wanted proof. What they've got is a crisis.
I'll liaise with the nearest units. I can get them to use us as a local command post.
General?
Can our guys catch this disease?
It's unlikely. It was ingested from water days ago, and it could only be passed on in the blood.
Get Chris and Amanda to find out what's happening over there. Tell Jim to get back here.
Sir?
What about Tucker?
The tests haven't changed. The toxin hasn't worked.
Her condition's deteriorating. Back.
What about Martin?
Get back, come on!
Depletion of these stores causes pellagra, which explains the skin damage.
It's Jenny Marchant. Something's going on at her house. Now.
So let's go.
What have they done to you?
If this is germ warfare, what the hell's going on here?
We call them NDs. They're an alien species sweeping across space, overrunning any planet with a living system.
Tell me something that makes sense.
What you've seen for yourself.
Well, I saw something. I don't know what. I'm going to try and get a statement.
How long have you known?
We've been living with it for some time now. Just a few of us.
You're the first outsider to have seen them for yourself. What do you want to do, Doctor?
I think I'd like to help if I can. I should examine them.
The NDs are sending these people back and forwards and watching how this disease is working. Realizing we don't know how to treat it.
They know there's nothing to stop them infecting the whole population.
It's got to be their objective. To establish a bridgehead in the town. We only found out because Friday led us there. It's given us an edge. We're not going to keep much longer. Yes, sir, I understand. Sir. Helen, see if you can get a hold of Air Marshal Bentley.
Sir?
We can't leave Chris and Amanda alone in there much longer.
General, what size of unit do you want me to post in the town?
We observe only.
But what if this is really the start of the ND's campaign? That town will be overrun.
You heard me.
The chemical, serotonin, is made in huge quantities by the victims. The process makes them extremely ill. Then, suddenly the levels return to normal and their condition improves. But after a time, they become ill again.
We saw what happens. The NDs take them, so they must be making them better again.
How?
They could filter off the serotonin. Rather like waste products in the bloodstream are removed by kidney dialysis.
That would explain the puncture marks in their veins.
Then they return them to make more serotonin.
Why?
The NDs are purely a biotechnology. Their machines are living matter.
So they need the serotonin to run their machines.
They're farming us.
Amanda, what's the matter?
They can't keep coming here to filter off the serotonin. It takes them too much energy. And they can't settle here themselves because they can't survive in our environment. So they'll need someone to mind the farm.
It started. First here, soon everywhere. Every time we think we've got a handle on the NDs, they find a way to get ahead of us. Charles Tyrell said it plainly. No one's ever beaten them. Tomorrow, everything we rely on, everything we live for, could be gone.
Yeah?
Jim. Look, DS Holland said something interesting. It appears there's a shortage of men in this town.
Though obviously not enough of one to give you any chance of getting laid.
So?
So maybe that's why the NDs are here.
She's giving you the come on, mate.
I'll give you a brain arrest and your dick a day out.
Listen, Jim.
Be a mate, find out if it's true and see if there are any similar places around here.
All right.
The last census in Kirkhaven shows that there's 10 women to every 7 men.
How long's this ratio existed?
This is a plan from 1944. To make all humans female, to be able to procreate without sex.
First appeared 1951.
They must have found some way of manipulating the male-female sex ratio in selected communities. There could be other towns like Kirkhaven.
Yeah! There's a warning spike. It's in the X-ray spectrum occurring before portal opening.
Our weapons wound them. We've repeatedly observed the withdrawal under fire.
If we can get there every time we put in an appearance.
General, we've got the edge we wanted. We have the means to stop them overrunning Kirkhaven.
The rest of my men are ready to move in, sir.
Go.
Yes, sir.
The ND tissue in Tucker has been neutralized. We're checking her latest blood and urine samples right now, but the chances are...
Make more of the toxin, as much as you can. We need every weapon we can get. Then get over to Kirkhaven and take charge of the medical team.
Yes, sir. There are reinforcements on standby out there. Our people aren't going to be in there on their own.
Helen, take command of operations here. Keep trying to get Air Marshal Pittman. I put those men in there on their own. Least I can do is stand by them.
Get these toxic bullets supplied to all personnel now.
Tell people to stay in their homes and off the streets. Don't give them a reason, just make them do it.
It detects energy emissions associated with the ND's entry into our space. You might compare it with the invention of radar during World War II.
We'll test.
No.
Let's go! Let's go! Come on!
Stay in your home. Stay off the street. If you feel unwell, get down!
Get out! Get out! Watch about the fire!
We've done it. Humans won. Alien scum nil.
Keep your guard up!
Why are you treating the patients here?
Medical facilities are overloaded, so their families have started bringing them here.
It's clear. For the moment.
Chris, we may be in for some action here.
Okay. Jim, we've got to get over to the police station! I'm already a man down. I can't spare any cover.
We've got another one. 12 seconds.
Where?
Still waiting for a position. Flags around the mean. Location. Here!
Get out of the way! Get back!
I can't leave the patients!
Get out now! Out!
What are you doing? Signal! Here! Pull it out! Come on, get out! Get out! Go!
Get down!
Over there, 10 o'clock!
Stay in your home. Stay off the street. If you feel unwell, contact the medical services on 0800 975 5728. Repeat, stay in your home. Stay off the street.
Initial ND incursions last night haven't been followed up. Your toxins work, Doctor.
General, ND technology is living flesh. It can be killed just like them. We have only a very short time in which to seize our one chance to destroy them all.
Oh.
The townspeople. The NDs take them, filter off their blood, then return them. If we inject the toxin into their blood, when they're taken again, the toxin will infect the ND medical machinery and thereafter the entire ND civilization itself. This could be our only chance to save all the lives of those the NDs will take if we don't stop them right now.
We came here to save these people.
Not everyone's got it. We're letting the healthy townspeople disperse of their own accord. Our medics are dealing with the sick.
Reports of last night's actions are filtering out, sir.
Air Marshal Bentley's coming to assess the situation for himself.
Just him? When do we get reinforcements?
pain.
Dr. Vickers.
Physician, heal thyself.
We'll find out how to cure this thing.
This has nothing to do with you, Drake.
Why haven't these people been evacuated? What kind of person are you?
One with a job to do.
She's using them. I gave the order. What would you have done, huh? The only thing costlier than a battle lost is a battle won. Don't think making these decisions comes in easier to me than they would to you.
Whatever they did to you, it's gone now.
Yeah.
I'm glad, I'm really glad. I know why we're not being evacuated. Soon there'll be thousands of times like this. If there's anything you can do to stop them, whatever it takes, whatever it costs, whoever it hurts, you do it.
We've got a crisis on our hands, there's no doubt about that, but, well, we can help treat the sick. We can try and find out if Friday really did cause that disease. But, David, where is that proof you were going to get?
This isn't some crazy epidemic, sir. This is going to be the first battlefield of the biggest war in history. And I haven't got the men. I haven't got the arms. All I've got are my best people right in the line of fire, and I don't need this shit. Sir.
General, the survey's picking up many more towns than we expected. Unremarkable, small towns, a large majority of females in each. So far, we suspect 3 such towns in Great Britain. There may be more. All could become ground stations for a large-scale invasion. Worldwide, there are 21 sites. Correction, 22. But no evidence of ND activity. Kirkhaven's the only one they've gone for.
Here they come.
Have your people look after them when they're returned.
Naturally.
I'll get you everything you need.
I don't need your approval, Drake. Just recognition that I did what needed to be done. We dare believe we can actually stop them.
Still nothing.
They should have returned our people by now.
I suppose NDs have to sleep sometimes too.
Maybe the plan worked.
This could really be over. We might all be able to go home.
Ironic. If now we're actually prepared, the battle's over before it's even begun.
I could stand the irony.
Why would they hang on to them? I mean, if the toxin's working, the first thing they do is spit them back, right?
Or study them. Find a way to block its effect. Jim, deploy your men. Chris, coordinate target acquisition.
It's opening. Where? There's no point of origin. The signal size is going off the scale. It's huge. We should be able to see it by now. Where is it? I can't tell.
I can.
My toxins failed against the NDs. What if it's also failed on Amanda? She could
I
jeopardize
need her
our...
right now.
The artillery is going into position. Take command of the battery.
Telling you straight, sir. Artillery isn't going to work.
What do you mean?
They can distort space, open channels from other dimensions.
So what type of weapon do I need against other dimensions?
My people need time to find out.
Look, David. That thing is out there. And I've got the weapons and equipment here. Now.
Let's see what happens.
Made a momentary opening. Try something bigger.
Systems to arm. Battle stations. Weapons free.
Confirmed, sir. Action direction, Kirkhaven.
It's spreading.
We've got to know what they are and how to stop them. This could be our one chance to find out.
Just how much of the country do you want that thing to swallow before we do anything about it? Now get your people out of there. Artillery unit from Bentley. Prepare to fire. On my order.
Get the hell out of there.
Fire.
Get down!
What happened to the shells?
Report.
There must be some damage.
No damage observed. I say again, no damage observed. It's still expanding. Unit ready for another bombardment. Awaiting orders, sir. Sir!
General, we need to continue our work.
Right. Remember, we can't underestimate the NDs. Jim, run the operation from this end.
Yes, sir. At least let me set up my detector again. Well, the townspeople could be returned at any time.
All right. Set up in the police station, Jim. Have a squad on guard against enemy incursion.
Yes, sir.
Rest of us, I'm pulling out. Drake?
Right. Thanks.
Mom, with them overcoming the toxin, I was thinking...
I know! It wasn't science that let us down. It was our blind faith in it. I won't let that happen again. Arrange for distribution of the soil samples to the relevant defense laboratories for physical analysis.
He's not still bothering you for cups of tea, is he?
No, boss.
If we didn't have enough on our plate.
The area has been sealed off and is subject to a large military deployment. And we are none the wiser as to what...
The Kirkhaven phenomenon appears as a diffuse radar signal, rather like a thunderstorm. That means if others of its size appear elsewhere, we'll be able to detect them. We're still maintaining the 5-mile cordon.
That thing's still expanding?
It's down to just a few feet per hour. 22 sites we think have been earmarked by the NDs. All remain inactive. There's been nothing like you've seen there.
They're waiting to see what we're doing in Kirkhaven.
General, there is a plan. Kirkhaven was chosen decades ago. The townspeople have been infected with a disease to make their bodies generate the neurochemicals the NDs need. And now, the phenomena, this moving, expanding structure, all planned. And Amanda Tucker's metamorphosis, all part of their plan. Those markers,
Soon there'll be an Amanda Tucker for every one of them.
This treatment might have worked, just because that thing's appeared.
They'll never spare me. They'll never let me go.
You'll never be one of them. They can try changing you, but they never will.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm becoming like them.
Dr. Tucker!
The changes have progressed. New structures are forming. Not human.
ND.
Hybrid. ND human. Our whole ecosystem is going to be consumed to fuel the ND empire. But the NDs themselves cannot survive in our environment. They're creating a new line, a hybrid form, which will carry out their plans.
How will they make me do that?
The hybridization will affect the brain. The mind of the new form will be part ND.
If it works in me, I'll make others all over the world. You study me. Find what you need to beat the NDs. And take what you need to find the others. Beat me while you still can. I made a scan when the thing opened. There were some emissions from deep inside.
What are they?
They're distorted. I think by passing through the interface between its edge and our space. The original emission is a highly condensed audio output.
How do you know?
I don't know. Before, when the NDs took the townspeople, they had to keep bringing them back. But now they don't need to. They're holding them inside.
So we've got to mount a rescue mission if we can get a team inside. It says someone's got to risk communicating with them. We've got to negotiate. He's heading towards it and he's mucking about with one of his gadgets.
Do a channel search.
Sir.
He does not have clearance. Repeat, he does not have clearance.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Put it on.
He's found a way to communicate with them.
We've got no control over what he tells them, sir. He could compromise our security, reveal how little we know.
All right.
I can try blocking his transmission from here.
What if he can reason with them? He might have a chance of saving those people. I need to know.
Leave him.
Hold fire! report. Report what's happened to him.
It's gone, sir.
Sir, what do we do about the townspeople?
Keep the rest of the world from going the same way.
Chris threw a stone into that thing. It caused an opening through which signals could travel from inside. That means some kind of probe could relay messages out.
Nobody's got that kind of gear ready to go.
Some poor bastard's going to have to fly into it.
But there are severe distortions of space. There's no guarantee the pilot will be able to get out again.
We're running out of time. If we don't destroy that thing soon, the NDs will know they've got us. They'll be appearing all over the world, and there won't be a bloody thing we can do to stop them.
Ma'am, not all of her tissue has been infiltrated by ND cells.
Which have been spared?
Hair, nails, tooth enamel. The non-living tissues of her body are immune to invasion.
The NDs use living things. We know that.
Yes, sir, we do. Now we're looking at soil samples. Are there similarities between the process taking place in her body and the behavior of the Kirkhaven phenomenon?
When will we know?
Check and recheck our results.
Work through the night. Get it done.
Sir, I just wanted to say that as senior pilot, the reconnaissance mission should fall to me.
And I need you here, Helen.
Sir, I spent so long not believing. I held this operation back. Give me a chance to make up for it.
Coffee.
Thanks.
You making a model of it?
Trying to construct it mathematically. Maybe I can establish some of its properties.
Without anyone having to fly into it?
It's continuing to expand. Height now 5,500 feet, diameter 4,500 feet. We don't know how long we've got. Aircraft will be ready for takeoff at 0800. It's being outfitted with observation equipment. Telemetry will be relayed here. Squadron leader Knox will make the flight.
Flight level 55, steer 220, range to target 2 miles.
55, 220, 2 miles, Alpine 1. Are you receiving my telemetry?
Aircraft data coming through.
I'll give a preliminary visual report. The phenomenon now extends from the ground up to approximately 6,000 feet. Measures roughly the same in diameter. I'm getting moderate buffeting as I get closer.
You might be able to get a look into it from over the top.
She won't be able to. It'll look exactly the same from above.
Alpine 1, I have you at target.
Roger. Its appearance is no different from this aspect.
Alpine 1, what is your condition?
No handling problems.
Proceed to closer pass. Approach with caution.
This close, all I can see is blackness. I've lost all visual clues. It's distorted. Continuing on instruments.
We're getting data.
We are receiving telemetry on the phenomenon. Repeat, receiving telemetry.
She's inside it now.
We don't know what atmosphere there'll be, Squadron Leader. Toggle down. You may get handling problems.
Roger. And continuing inside the phenomenon. 180 knots. Heading 310.
Vulpine 1, your signal's becoming unreadable. Say again, all after approaching.
My gyros are toppling.
She's beginning to interact with the distorted space around it.
Get her out of there now.
Vulpine 1, recover to base.
Aircraft's not responding. It can't be started. Getting a lot more buffs now. I'll figure it out. Are you still getting data?
Lots of it.
Forget about that.
Continuing inside.
Get out of there!
Experiencing more distortion.
She's found her way through. We're getting loads of data.
UP recovery. Not coming out of there. Shit! Shit!
Start analyzing your data right away.
That's the answer.
Oh, you fool. You utter bloody fool. You can't even see what this means, can you?
What do you have?
The land surrounding the phenomenon is being drained of its living material. The soil samples show that non-living structures, rocks and so forth, are not being consumed, but plant and animal life are.
It's using them as fuel.
It's behaving like a living entity, as with all things ND. If it was starved...
We could only be talking about laying waste to a few acres of land.
My original toxin hasn't worked, I admit that. This is my finding. I'm responsible for how it's used. We don't know the scale of destruction.
If it stops them, if it gives us time to find a cure, I think it's worth it.
Are you up to it, Amanda? From your data, can you tell us exactly how much living matter we need to obliterate?
Yeah, I could try and give you an answer. What do you see?
I'm sorry.
Don't be. Keep watching.
We've inputted Knox's data into the simulator. It's being used to create a chart of the spatial distortions. I need to find a zone of stability, a navigable route inside. Her instruments were giving her wildly conflicting flight information.
No pilot could have made it out.
No.
That's the answer. That's how much.
There's only one kind of weapon can do that. This is Reece, Jim. I want you to organize an evacuation. Establish an exclusion zone around Kirkhaven. Radius 50 miles.
We're talking about murdering all the life around the phenomenon for generations to come. Every animal, every plant, right down to the last blade of grass.
The echoes were advanced enough to reach the same conclusion.
Sir, calculations have been double-checked. The plan demands a thermonuclear weapon.
It's a terrible price, Mum. Of course it is, but there are worse ones.
Worse for whom? We're charged with defending this country, not destroying it. With preserving life, not ending it.
One small area of one small country. Consider that against what the NDs will do to our whole civilization.
The NDs are farmers. That's all they're interested in. This might be deterrent enough to make them look elsewhere for a world to conquer.
Who knows? The Echoes didn't do the same. They committed mass suicide.
The Echoes were killed because they didn't have the guts to stand and fight.
Sir, please don't take the work I've done and turn it into a weapon against ourselves. We must explore all the options.
That thing's still growing, and no one's even come close to giving me another way to destroy it. That's what's waiting if we can't stop it any way we can.
To execute their plan, they've got to put these things all over the world. Let's work out how much energy is required to make more of these things. The one at Kirkhaven's been successfully established. It's resisted all our plans to destroy it. Why are they waiting so long before they're creating all the other ones?
They haven't the power to make them.
No. Head off to the right.
The indication suggests that we best go
To the right.
Okay, the pattern's becoming more stable. We're in.
Until now, the NDs have entered our space through small portals. Even those require vast levels of energy to maintain. Imagine the energy cost of that one thing at Kirkhaven. Now imagine the energy cost of all the ones they plan worldwide.
The Indies have more power than we thought.
No, nothing in the universe could harness the level of energy required to create even a few of these structures.
There won't be lots of them. There'll always be just one.
Look, imagine 5 points, 5 of those things, all connected into higher space.
There's one huge one of them, branching from another dimension. Even if hundreds appear, they'll all just be projections of the original.
That's why they're still waiting. The others still haven't folded down from higher space.
Okay, so how?
They're all connected. If we can precisely target an energy release into the one at Kirkhaven, they'll all be destroyed before they can even appear.
Our artillery didn't affect it.
The matrix will absorb energy peripherally. A small, precise yield at its heart is what's needed. The energy will be transmitted up into higher space, like blowing out of a chimney stack, but away from the Earth.
There's a channel, a conduit inside of it that leads right to the heart of the structure. Knox must have found it before we lost contact.
She did it. How'd you find it?
Not me, Amanda. It's got to be precise, sir. At least down to a couple of meters. But Knox has given us a flight path.
She found her way in, but she lost control of her airplane.
She was confused by the spatial distortions. Someone who understands high dimensional geometry won't be.
No, it's too dangerous. There's no guarantee you'd make it out if that thing goes up.
And if the pilot gets disorientated and that thing doesn't get destroyed, you know what's going to happen to me anyway.
Sir, I'm up on Squadron Leader Knox's data. So we're running out of time.
Amanda, how do I know your plan isn't their plan? How do I know that the bomb will just make them stronger? You thinking like them now? Are you a part of them now? Are you, huh? You figured that thing out before no one could. What that thing is, the others waiting to appear. The way to their heart. Did they give it to you? Did they?
No.
The NDs are up there plotting against us. Always one step ahead, using you to stop me winning this war!
No! No! But they soon will. Emily?
Mom, are you coming home?
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
You come home soon, though.
I want to. I miss you so much.
I miss you a lot too. There's all the stuff on the telly. What's going to happen?
I don't know. We've got to try and stop them from coming.
I'm scared.
Yes, am I?
I'm scared something's going to happen to you.
I love you. Just remember, I love you.
We're sure we've got the answer. Hold off on the bombing, sir. My people can do it. I know it. Drake and Tucker are in transit to the airfield. Get the flight plan logged immediately. Okay. Susan?
If they succeed, General, and if they get out alive, Amanda will still be part ND. Thinking more like one of them every day. Acting more like one of them.
We're through. All systems serviceable.
Steer left, 15 degrees.
DI shows no deflection.
Left, 15 degrees.
Turning. New heading, turning onto 255. HUD inoperative. My attitude indicators are starting to topple.
Turn off your instruments and listen to me. Pitch up.
I'm giving you 30 degrees, nose up. Climbing. Airspeed's increasing rapidly, and it shouldn't. Not in a climb.
I think we're in a descent.
Throttling back. Artificial horizon spinning. Turn and slip erratic.
Ignore the instrument. Steer right, 60 degrees.
I feel like we're in a steep dive now.
You're disorientated. Just right. Degree.
We're losing your radar signal. Report condition.
Your signal is breaking up. Say again. Radar.
Do you read? Do you read? I've lost them.
On our own now. Airspeed beginning to drain away. Heading toward a stall.
That shouldn't happen. Hold your attitude.
We're gonna stall.
You're not.
I've got to drop the nose.
No.
Stalling speed. No buffet. 10 knots below a stall. Still no buffet. Controls remain responsive. Guess we're not going to stall after all.
We're in the channel. 30 seconds to target.
Missile armed.
15 degrees left. You should acquire lock.
Negative target log. I do not have a target, Amanda. I can't trust my instruments and I can't trust what I see.
Trust me. 10 seconds to target. 5 to target. 4, 3, 2.
Missiles away.
3 left. Climb.
Not clearing the blast. Not clearing the blast.
It's going! It's going!
Where are they? They made it!
They've made another. It's growing even faster.
Pull out! Pull out! How did they do it? How?
There must be others existing in parallel. When one matrix has destroyed, another folds down. There could be layer upon layer.
Did you figure that out yourself, huh? Or did the NDs tell you?
Sir, she's theorizing after what happened. No one could have known.
Layer upon layer, stacking up through the dimensions. An infinite number will never be able
There's
to...
only one option.
After what they've done so many times, how do we know it'll even work?
They can't raise the dead. No one can.
Amanda?
Listen. I'm just as much a part of their plan as that thing is. They can't raise the dead. Land, matter, or people.
We'll find a way. We'll beat them and we'll stop what they're doing to you.
It's too late.
The Prime Minister will issue the following statement in a few minutes. The Kirkhaven phenomenon represents a clear and present threat to national security. I've consulted with our American and European partners in NATO, and it is our conviction that the threat must be met with ultimate force. A short time ago, I gave the Chief of the Air Staff my permission for the use of a strategic nuclear weapon on the mainland of the British Isles. They'll know. If we're ready to destroy one place, we'll be ready to destroy every place. And destroy everybody they use. Then we destroy more. A scorched earth. Until they stop.
It could go on till there's nothing left. Nothing left of us.
They've conquered the Echoes, maybe countless other civilizations we don't know about. They won't stop.
They will when they know we'd rather destroy our own planet than let them take it. We'll blast every blade of grass, and they'll know we'll fight and never give in.